Hey YouTubers, welcome back to Hope, Will, and Compassion with your host Morgan. Today's going to be another recipe. Today I'm going to do my Ratatouille. It's a slow cooker recipe. I don't know about you, but in the winters I feel like sometimes food is just an overwhelming feeling. A lot of heavy foods because of the cold winter nights. But I need something a little bit lighter, and so the Ratatouille fits that bill with all the vegetable options. All that's coming up next. So let's get started on our Ratatouille slow cooker recipe. Easy enough, as you can see. So let's get started. First, we're going to want to core our tomatoes. I prefer vine tomatoes with almost any recipe I do. So as we core that, we're also going to core our peppers. You're going to want to get all those white seeds out and all the white substance in. Don't be fooled by this scene. I've used this bowl, but I changed out the bowl in the next scene because we're not going to dice up our peppers and tomatoes and put them in the same bowl as the seeds. So I was cutting this up, give you guys a good look. All right, so here we go. I'm going to dice up our tomatoes really as well as we can without cutting our fingers. And we're going to want to do the same thing for the peppers as well. This is going to be the stew at the bottom of the Ratatouille in the slow cooker. You'll see what I mean when we go to build the slow cooker up. Going to give that a good mix. And we're going to now move on to our onions. And we're going to peel that yellow skin off as best we can, getting all that hard bits off of skin. There we go. Sometimes it gives you a little bit of trouble. And now we're going to julienne our onions without slicing our fingers, which I have had a lot of experience doing, painfully. After that, we're going to crush our garlics. I know you've seen that enough on some cooking shows. Just going to crush that with your hand, put that in the bowl. We're going to save that off to later. And now we're going to get to our zucchini. We're going to cut off the tops. We're going to keep the skin on. We're just going to julienne those. Again, these pieces we'll put off to the side because we'll use this in our building process. And again, we're going to do the same thing for our yellow squash. Again, leaving the skins on, just cutting the tops off. And that end bit, you don't even have to cut it off because you're not going to save the end bit. Just when you get down to the bottom, you're going to move that end bit off to the side and later on throw it away. Okay, next, our eggplant. Don't julienne these. I cut these so that I could get a thicker slice, as you can see up there, because this is what's going to hold our pieces together when we sandwich them together. You'll get a better idea of this once I start building the top layer of the slow cooker. But first we also have to do our bottom layer with the tomatoes and the peppers. You'll see that in a second. Here we go, just finished our eggplant. So here is our parsley. Took this right from my garden. It's the last fresh parsley I have. This was a good season for parsley. I don't know about you guys. Gonna chop that up, as you can see. And then we're just gonna put that into a bowl after I've got it nicely finely chopped. And I'm then gonna proceed after this to chopping up some basil. And I'm gonna put that right into the same bowl. Here we go. And then right after this, we're gonna start building our slow cooker. So in the building, we start with the tomatoes and the peppers, and that's gonna be our base. And we're gonna add a 1/3 tablespoon of salt right on top. We're gonna take our crushed garlic, and we're gonna put about 4 or 5 of those right on top of that. And then flatten it out, because you're gonna be stacking up, as I'll show you soon. Then we're gonna need our olive oil. About 2.5 tablespoons layered on top. Again, that base is gonna become a nice rich stew. Add our 2 tablespoons of black pepper. Here we go. And then we're gonna add half a tablespoon of red pepper flakes. Save the other half for the top. All right, now this is the building process. You're gonna create layers of zucchini, summer squash, yellow onion, eggplant. And as you can see, I sandwich them together and then I stand them up on top. And then miraculously, we're almost at the end. Got another spot for there and another spot right here. This is what I meant by building up on top of the stew. And there we go with our basil and our parsley being sprinkled right on top, along with the other half of the red pepper flakes. And then we're going to get the other third tablespoon of salt. We're going to sprinkle that right on. There we go. And then we're also going to take the other half tablespoon of black pepper and now sprinkle that up on top. And then finally take our remaining crushed garlic and put that on top. And there's our olive oil going back on. And then we're going to do that for 5 hours on low. Forgot to mention that. 5 hours on low. And after 5 hours, this is what you're going to see, guys. So, pulling that up with some spoons. That is some good firm vegetables even after 5 hours. Now you're going to see me like pulling aside right there because I want to get to the stew at the bottom, the tomatoes and the peppers and all the other juices from the vegetables that drained on down. And as you can see, I put it in a bowl. I like to personally serve it just with a wedge of bread. And it's great for cold winter nights. And if you're just not wanting to eat something heavy, this is perfect. Hope you all enjoyed that. As I always say, be seeing you.